Welcome to the AFR Saints channel, where we provide you daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to leave your comments below and smash that like button. Who dat? The first injury report of the week is out for Saints and Eagles, and there's some good, some really not so good. The good is that Alvin Kamara returned to practice. He was limited. Remember, the Saints did not put him on IR. If you go to IR, you got to sit for at least 3 weeks. The optimistic viewpoint was because he didn't go to IR, he'd be back in less than 3 weeks. This would be massive. The Saints are able to get him back on the field this week against Philly. This is a really good start, being that Kamara was back out there for practice on Wednesday. The not great news is that Terron Armstead again did not practice, nor did Ryan Ramczyk. So if you're scoring at home, your left tackle, or your left guard, Andrus Peat, he's out for the year. Your left tackle, Terron Armstead, didn't play last week, didn't practice today. And now your all-pro right tackle, arguably the best right tackle in the NFL, did not practice on Wednesday with a knee injury. If the New Orleans Saints go on the road to Philadelphia and they are made to play without 3 of their 5 starting offensive linemen, they will not win this game. The line, the early spread on the game is 1.5. Eagles. By the way, Philly is 0-4 at home this year. They're 4-6 on the season. They're 0-4 at Lincoln Financial. So there's been some ups and downs here. They blew out Denver this past weekend in Denver, but it's been anything but a smooth ride for the Eagles and for Jalen Hurts. But quickly, the rest of the injury report. Ty Montgomery did not practice, got that with the hand injury. I mean, he broke his finger. It was pretty gnarly. I don't know if he's going to play this week, but it would stand to reason. You could probably just tape that thing together, numb it up, and roll. Taysom Hill also did not practice, but it's a different injury. This time it's listed as his foot. So Taysom didn't practice, nor did, as we mentioned, Armstead, Ramczyk. Malcolm Roach did not practice with a knee injury, and then Tano Passanio did not practice with an ankle injury. That defensive line is really beat up. You're already battling an injury to Peyton Turner. And my goodness, Roach and Passanio did not practice today on Wednesday either. So we'll have to keep a close eye on that injury report. Remember, really Friday is when you look at it and that final injury report comes out, and that's when you have a really good sense of what's going to happen on Sunday. But the good news is Kamara was back on the field. We'll see if anybody returns for the game or for practice on Thursday. As for the Eagles, their injury report decidedly longer, but not quite as severe. Fletcher Cox had a day off. Dallas Goedert, the tight end, did not practice. He's battling a concussion. Their linebacker, Davion Taylor, was out with a knee injury. And then there's 6 or 7 players that were also listed on the injury report. Jordan Howard and Devontae Smith both were full participants, although they were listed with an injury designation. Jason Kelsey, Rodney McLeod, Lane Johnson, Jason Hargrave, Sean Bradley, they all practiced, but were limited. So we'll keep an eye on the injury report as we move throughout the week and how this may play out. But, you know, if the Saints don't have 3/5 of their starting offensive line, I don't know how they go win this game. Sean Payton met with the media on Wednesday and did give us sort of a thumbnail preview of that Philadelphia Eagles defense and what this Saints offense is going to face.
Offensively, against their defense, they play a multitude of fronts. They get in some heavy when you're in nickel and still play a back-end shell. They'll give you a lot of quarters. They'll give you quarter, half. They'll play man-to-man. I think it's an active front, especially those guys down. You know, we've seen Barnett now, Fletcher Cox for years, Hargraves playing well, Sweat. So it's a unique style relative to what we're going to defend. And then, you know, these guys do a good job of keeping the ball in front of them. They're really right at the top in allowing explosive plays. So they're forcing you to be patient.
Barnett, of course, Derek Barnett from Tennessee, who continues just to be a really, really strong NFL player. The other side of it is on offense, the Eagles now fully committed to Jalen Hurts. And the Saints played the Eagles a year ago, and by that point late in the season, they saw Jalen Hurts. And Hurts had a Jalen Hurts type game. The Saints had started Taysom Hill in that game in Philadelphia, if you remember, and the Saints were heavily favored. They're about a touchdown favorite in that game, and it did not go well for New Orleans. Sean Payton did discuss the challenges of defending a mobile quarterback.
Obviously, you're dealing with the advantage that you initially have when the quarterback isn't a runner. And once that quarterback is a featured runner, then, it changes from a defensive standpoint what your normal, maybe some of your normal fits and how you want to play certain plays. It's different. It's option football to some degree, and that requires a different discipline.
The Eagles won last year at Lincoln Financial 24-21. Jalen Hurts was not dynamic throwing the ball, just 17 of 30 for 167 yards, but he went over 100 yards rushing. Miles Sanders had 115 yards rushing. Jalen Hurts had 106. Remember, the Saints had that very long streak without allowing a 100-yard rusher, and in that game against Philly, the Eagles had 2 100-yard rushers. So a very significant challenge for the Saints defense going to Philadelphia, defending against that offense. The benefit is having played against him a year ago and seeing more film on Jalen Hurts now to know how to scheme against it if the Saints can be healthy for this game against Philly on Sunday. That remains to be seen. Sean Payton did also talk about that game a year ago and the run game from the Eagles that had both Hurts and Sanders go over 100 yards and how it's different now than it was then.
Not style, but I think they're even more committed when you watch the time of possession and you watch the games. Holy cow, they've done a good job. And so they've obviously improved and gotten better, but it starts with the quarterback, and seeing how Hurts is playing. He's got the same skill set as a lot of running backs do and throws the ball well down the field. I think he's playing exceptionally well.
Many of us assumed Jalen Hurts would be an NFL running back, that he wouldn't stick as quarterback. We'll see long-term if he's able to, but he's certainly showing how adept he can be at running the football. The Eagles are the third best rushing offense in the NFL at 144 yards a game. Only the Ravens, with, of course, Lamar Jackson, and the Cleveland Browns have a better yards per game average than the Philadelphia Eagles. So this is a big challenge for that Saints defensive front, which is fantastic, which now has David Onyemata back, which has Marcus Davenport playing at an exceptionally high level, which has Cam Jordan playing at, who's always been a very good run-stopping defensive end. Demario Davis, we all know, is fantastic. Quan Alexander's playing at a great level. So there's a lot to like about the Saints defense, but that's a sincere challenge. You have the third best rushing offense in the NFL in Philadelphia going against the NFL's best rushing defense in New Orleans, allowing just 72 rush yards per game. So strength on strength, that's going to be a matchup to watch. We obviously have to pay attention, though, to the Saints offense with Andrus Peat done for the year and now both tackles not practicing today, if those guys can get back on the field for the Saints at Eagles this weekend. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.